Welcome back to Peacemaker Season 2 review, as reviewed by Dadnarok. This is Sean.
It's Christina.
And I don't have a that was real sloppy. I don't have a title for this, I guess. Sometimes because when me and
It
Chris
just
actually
is
did
what it
talk.
is.
Yeah, it just is it's casual.
You
Chris and I
try
did
too
a
hard.
I know I do. We did what we call a Peacemaker rewind. Do you remember that? Me and Chris talking about the first season?
No, did you do that recently or after it ended?
No, it was like after it had ended, but it was still like after it had aired. But it was still a while ago. But we
I
talked
don't
about it
remember.
after the fact. Um, anyway, we are here to talk about episode 2 of season 2, which I
And
don't. Oh,
guess, go
which I
ahead.
do know the title of. Man is only as good as his bird.
Oh, yeah.
Are you
I
impressed
have,
that I remembered the title?
yes, because we watched this Thursday and it's now
Yes.
Wednesday and we didn't take notes like we said we were.
Uh huh.
We're not prepared again. If not, we're worse off than the first time.
We are recording almost a full week after the episode premiered.
And for those who don't know, I have a horrible memory, but I don't have bird blindness.
That was one of the big. So there were probably two big things that I remember from this episode. It's the introduction of Tim Meadows' character, who I actually don't remember his character's name.
I don't either, but this is the second Office crossover, so I'm keeping tabs.
Right, because of why? What's the second Office reference?
Roy was in the first episode, the guy that played Roy
Yeah.
in The Office, and then this one was Tim Meadows. He was in the episode where he
Oh,
was like the superintendent of Lackawanna County Schools or something, and he met Jim, or not Jim, I'm sorry, Jan and Michael at Chili's.
oh, that's right. Tim Meadows was in The Office. See,
Mm-hmm.
I thought you were just referencing how Tim Meadows was giving everybody nicknames like Michael Scott used to. That's how he used to remember people is
No,
by giving them, like, nicknames. Like,
that was
Fat
funny,
didn't
but
he give
yes.
one like Fat Tony Pizzeria or something like didn't he like that when he used to go to
Yeah, he was
conferences, like,
like
he used to give
Tony
people names?
Pepperoni. Yeah, I don't know. And he went to a conference and was like, like fatty, mole, sugar boobs, black woman, stuff like that. He
And
just
he was
takes a
doing
part
this
of who you are
right,
to remember your name.
like Tim Meadows did with, Pony Boy and, the other Argus agents in this episode that ended up getting tore up by Eagly. Can I tell you,
Hmm.
and I thought that and I think I told you during the episode, but I was scared for Eagly's life that whole time
I
where they
was
were,
too a
like,
little bit. Hmm.
breaking into Peacemaker's house, and he was, like, defending the house, and I guess he's like a super eagle because he's a little bit more than just a standard eagle. He was really taking him down.
Yeah, he was kicking butt. I was
Uh,
worried too. I was worried that yeah, something was gonna happen to him, but he's all good.
I think James Gunn even said something about that after the show aired that, people were coming at him worried that Eagly was gonna get hurt or die,
Mm.
and, I guess I don't know if he said there was nothing to worry about, but he seemed to kinda just play it off like that's not gonna happen. He's an animal lover, James
Yeah,
Gunn.
he is. Hmm.
Third Office thing that we found out that doesn't have to do with the episode, but James Gunn used to be married to Pam,
Jenna Fisher. Yeah, I
Jenna Fisher.
completely forgot about that.
Isn't that weird? I guess it's
Yeah,
not that
like
weird.
it's not, but it was so long ago. But
Yeah.
apparently they still support each other, which is not surprising because Jenna is lovely. So.
Um. James Gunn is currently married to Jenna Holland, who plays Harcourt
Mhm.
in this show. And Harcourt had quite the episode again, where we get to see her really. Oh, you know what? The stood out to me was when she was in like a Walgreens or a CVS type place, right? And she's just shopping, I guess.
Mhm.
She wasn't looking for a fight, but she had her wound from the bar fight from
Yeah.
the last episode, and this really sweet, kind lady came up to her who clearly has had her own issues in life and wanted to kind of pass along whatever help that she wished she had gotten in her experiences. You assume all this. And she starts to talk to Harcourt like, hey, it's okay and you can get out. And if you're in a dangerous situation, and really being like super incredibly kind and brave. And
Yeah.
Harcourt just like shut her down in such a heartless
Sh
way. It was
yeah,
bad.
she's in a bad place. I mean,
Yeah.
I think she would kind of be like that, like, if this woulda happened in season 1, but I don't think it would have been as nasty.
Yeah, you're right. I think she would not have been so heartless. She was kinda mean to that lady. And then
Mhm.
she called the employee beaker before she stormed out of there. And she was so desperate that, like, she even like, kinda stopped and paused and looked at the help wanted sign that was posted on the door of the place as she was leaving. Like, does she really go from, like, secret agent lady to cashier at CVS? I don't know.
Hey, man, like I said in the last, thing we did, when you're looking for a job and everyone keeps denying you, it gets like that.
It
You're like,
does.
"Oh,
You start
well,
to be like
s
how
I'm just
much
gonna
do I
work
need to,
wherever."
like, fall back on the progress I thought I made in life and just, like, yeah, go work somewhere I felt like I would've worked 20 years ago. I was feeling that too.
Yeah.
Um, but afterwards, they have a party with the 11th Street kids. We didn't really get to see them all together first episode, but this party on the rooftop, it was apparently the first scene that they shot for season 2, was them getting
Mm,
all back together, and, trying to think of some outstanding moments from that. There was, some back and forth between Vigilante and Harcourt. She likes to make fun of him a lot. Oh, there was that scene with, Adebayo and Economos where they were kinda talking about, Peacemaker and Harcourt and their potential.
yeah, something going
Um
on with them.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That was a good scene because it seemed kinda insightful. Usually friend groups have a pretty good, radar for those kinds of things.
Mhm.
Um, oh, what else? Oh, and Adebayo also mentioned during that same conversation, she kind of breaks down the relationship between them all, and, like, because Economos has been kinda MIA for a while, and I guess he's coming back. They thought he was, like, gone somewhere, but apparently, most of this time, he's just been, like, spying on
Working. Yeah,
well,
working
he's
and
been
spying.
spying on Peacemaker in particular without his knowledge, and, but yeah, Adebayo was talking about like, well, it's Chris hanging out with Vigilante or Chris hanging out with her, Adebayo, or Chris hanging out with Harcourt, when it
Or
seems like
Adebayo hanging out with hardcore.
yeah, yeah, um,
Uh,
but you get a dynamic of, like, who is the preferred hangs, I guess. It's never, Harcourt and, Vigilante, they never get together separately.
well, I think she
Um,
was getting at that no one includes, Economos in anything.
yeah, that's true too. I just took it that he's been gone, but that could be a part of it too. They
No,
were they
because
were
she was like, "Oh, it's not just that we don't hang out with you, it's just, sometimes it's just, blah, 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 blah."
right.
I don't know.
It was nice to see them all together though, and, because we hadn't seen it since last season, which was, like, 3 years ago. Um, but once they all got together, they seemed to have a good time. The only things that were weird were that that Economos had been spying on at least Chris, but maybe others.
Mhm.
And then also Chris was talking to Harcourt because he sees in her that he's able to recognize. It's funny, he's had such growth since like the beginning of last season where he was such a meathead
Yeah.
and now he's like he's almost empathetic where he can notice that his friend's in pain, right?
Mhm.
Um and Harcourt shut him down too, like bad time.
Yep. And that made him pissed off.
Oh, that's right. That he spiraled after that.
Yeah, but I'm gonna back up just a second because before they had this is what happens when you don't take notes.
I know.
Before they met on the roof, Adebayo was having problems with Kia. I mean, like, it showed that
Oh, yeah.
about how she went to the apartment without asking, and,
Yeah.
like, it's like she has this sense of, like, she still has a right to be there, but Kia was like, "No." I don't know.
Well, I feel like they're on 2 different pages on what the state of the relationship is. Like, he
Mhm.
is very much like, "This thing is over," and yet she's still hanging
She's still
around.
there.
Right, she's still there.
Mhm.
Like, it sounds like she wants to go back to Gotham and stuff, but if she wants to go back so bad, like, why is she still there? But at the same time, like, things are easier said than done. I mean, she's working at a
Yeah,
coffee
true.
shop.
Yeah.
She's working at the DC version of Starbucks, which is Jitters Coffee, which is another, reference to the comics. You see that all the time. Like, the Flash is always getting a cup of coffee at Jitters, like, while he's racing through the
I
city.
didn't even notice.
Yeah, it's kinda one of those, fun things if you're a DC Comics fan. But, yeah, so that's that relationship, which it was kinda interesting to get an update on that to see they're, in 2 different states of mind when it comes to that. And even when Adebayo left, it felt like she still wasn't totally, like, getting it.
No.
Um, and I'm
You
trying
know
to
how there's just
remember.
some people in your life that are just like, "Eh, they'll forgive me. I'll be back."
Right. Or like, yeah, things aren't as bad as they think it is, or that kinda mentality. And oh, what's interesting is I mentioned they are trying to go back to Gotham, which I love all the name drops of different cities that are in the DC universe, like
Mhm.
Gotham. And, another one, I think one time they mentioned, Blüdhaven, which is another city where Nightwing, um, the original Robin, who is Dick Grayson, Batman and Robin, the original Robin, he
Mhm.
grows up, and when he becomes of age, like 19, 20 or something, he kinda doesn't wanna be Robin anymore, right? Because who would wanna be Batman's kid sidekick when you're trying to rebel, right? So he goes off and becomes his own character called Nightwing. I guess really the only other thing to talk about is after the, party on the rooftop and Peacemaker is kinda, like, devastated by Harcourt's rejection of him. He goes back home and goes through that door. I don't know how long it's been since last week's episode. I guess not that long, right?
I
Oh,
don't
because no, it hasn't been.
Yeah, cause wait, did him and Vigilante clean up Peacemaker in this episode? Yeah, we
That's
didn't even touch on that.
I know, that's how they opened up this episode was,
So much
Vigilante
happened.
coming, and it was, like, the day after the orgy because those people were still there.
Yes, and one of the funniest things, I'm gonna not get this right, was when Vigilante said, about how, like, sex is important to him because it's a way to bond with your best friend, and he was
Yeah,
upset that he wasn't invited.
he's such a
Uh,
wild
I
character.
love him. He's one of my favorites.
But they cleaned up Peacemaker 2, or the Peacemaker doppelganger, and but it was tough though. That whole scene was brutal because it's like not only like the special effects were kind of gory and gross, but like Peacemaker 2's body kept like rolling out of the cabinet that he was trying to hide him in, and it was just
Yeah.
nasty. Um, but
Do you hear Koopa?
I hear him. He's whining. He's like, "When are you guys gonna be done?"
He's like, "It's time to eat."
We got one more thing to talk about. So he steps through. He starts looking at, Doppelganger Peacemaker's phone, and I guess the Face ID just opens up the phone because 'cause he's got the same face,
Mhm.
and he starts looking through pictures, and there's a folder that has him and Harcourt pictures, and they look, happy, but it's like Instagram happy.
Yeah, yeah.
And, he texts her, but of course, he's in a different dimension, so the cellular service doesn't work. But then when he steps through, that text sends, and he gets a reply back from that world's Harcourt, which he sends a little broken heart emoji, which I don't know what that means.
Oh, I'm sure the douchey Peacemaker probably did something to I mean, I think they're broken up anyways, because remember Keith said you shouldn't have let her go or something like that in the first episode.
Yes, he did, and he said something about her being with a jarhead, and there's theories online that she's actually with Rick Flag Junior who would still be alive in
Mm,
this world.
gotcha.
I don't know if that's the case, but that's what's going around on the rumor mill.
I am
But
excited.
that would be fun, cameo if that were the case.
I'm excited that we waited so long because we only have 1 day to wait to watch it.
I know. Who knows when we'll talk about, episode 3 of Peacemaker season 2, sometime before episode 4, I assume.
Um, but I do wanna talk about how much I love Tim Meadows in this, and I hope he's reoccurring
Oh, I feel
character
like he
because
is.
he didn't die. I just, you know, I think he just easily beat the shit out of him, but him and
Well,
his
what
bird blindness cracked me up. I thought he
I
was
know,
messing with Economos the whole time.
I know. That's what it seemed like because he was messing with him, and then the bird then he called Eagly a parrot, and Economos was even looking at him like, "Are you messing with me right now?" But he wasn't.
So funny. I loved it.
Just that whole concept is really funny. Yeah, I think Tim Meadows will be back this season because I heard James Gunn saying where basically they took a lot of the crass humor that would come out of Peacemaker's mouth in season 1. Since Peacemaker's had such growth, they almost had to, like, bring
Mhm.
that humor back in by bringing somebody else in there that's crass. And that character certainly is, so the Coop is telling us to be done.
Yeah, he's over it.
That poor boy. Okay.
Oh, maybe
Well,
next week will be better. Probably not, but maybe.
we're just winging it. We're doing our thing. It's okay. So next time we will talk about Peacemaker season 2, episode 3. We'll see where the storyline goes. I assume Chris is going to be in this Earth 2 or this other dimension, and we'll get a little bit more of that. He'll explore outside the house, and we'll get a
Yep.
little bit more detail about what that world looks like. And we'll see if your suspicions are correct, if it's actually like super racist world.
Yeah, I don't know. They just
I don't
seem
know.
they just all seem like jerks. I don't know. Just kind of, you know, bleh.
Yeah, it seems off.
Yeah, it does.
Poor Koopa. Poor Koopa. All right, that's gonna be it for now. I appreciate you joining us. And until then, we'll talk next week. See ya.
Bye, glasses.